What is up, gamers? How are you doing today? How are we doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Wow, behind the scenes. Yeah, kinda. Sort of. So the plan for today is to go like around the SMP and talk about a bunch of stuff, because obviously the finale was yesterday. The admittedly very rushed, not what was planned finale, but we'll get into that later. Give me like 1 minute and to grab a drink, and then we will get started here. Alright, let's head over to full screen for a second. Hello. Hi, it's me. Haven't seen me in a bit. How are we doing, boys? Oh, that says 106 now. That's crazy. Whoever sub, appreciate it. We're gonna be playing the craft today. You know. Make sure it's on the right thing. Yep. It's Minecraft, game capture. Yeah, whatever. Boop that should work. Now if I do this, it should, cool. Boop. Alright, here we go, we are here in JO3 mode because it's behind the scenes, who gives a shit. We're at the we're at the tower, or what was the tower. that was my favorite part of the finale. So if you didn't watch that, go back and watch it. I'd still recommend it. It was 100% improv, no plan, and everything went wrong, but that still happened, and that was great to end it. Yeah, that happened. There's a couple things I want to do on that stream, but we had too big of a group for me to really keep it to do it. There's gonna be a lot more monologuing, but it was cut for reasons. And by cut, I mean we just didn't do it. There was really things to cut when it was all improv, but you know what I mean. So the plan for today's stream is to just go around the SMP, including areas you have physically never seen on stream or YouTube or any sort of media. That were going to be used and we just never got to use. That's my least, that's like my most regretted thing with the SMP. After today, the SMP is gonna go down while I save all the files I need to save, get a world file ready, and then maybe I'll put it out so people can download the world if they wish, or whatever needs you would need it for. It would be the most recent version, so this one, the most recent backup, which would be this one. Probably it'll be pretty much right after this stream. I'm gonna take it down to save everything, so I figured we'd start here. While we go all the way back, I'm gonna be covering pretty much, I want to go through all the things that were supposed to happen while we go around the world at different points, because there was about 7 different versions of season 1 and like 2 or 3 versions of season 2. So I'm just gonna graze over like some of them. Some of them weren't as big of changes, so it'll be easier. Some were, like the first version of the JO3 SMP story I wrote back in December. But it wasn't for the JO3 SMP specifically. It was just if I ever ran an SMP, if I ran Ender Falls, that's what I would do. So it pretty much consisted of people from Ender Falls and then a few blanks that I would have filled in with people. But it ended up becoming one of my main things for the original JO3 SMP script. So we'll call it like a prototype, if you will, for what is to come. The big takeaway from every single version was my character was always going to be the first antagonist, and die and come back not remembering a single thing from their time as the antagonist. That was always going to be the thing. That was the one consistent thing throughout every version and the final result. So the first version had the only names I put in it were people that were either on Enderfalls or I knew said they'd join if I ran a Java SMP. So you ran out of anyway because videos left YouTube on for like a week. Now I'm hotspotting off my phone. Damn, that is tragic. That's gonna get a lot of lag. But original version, I think the only person that's even heard really about it was Justin because he was there when I wrote most of it. So originally, the only people mentioned were me, Justin, because I knew he would be in it. He was either probably going to join Enderfalls or would have joined a Java SMP if I started one, which happened. Wild, I mentioned because I figured if it was Enderfalls, he would already be on there, and if it was a Java SMP, I'm sure he'd be down. I'm pretty sure you had already said you were down at one point to join before then, before I wrote that, if I did one. Jesus, I think I mentioned, who replaced Harpo, because at the time he said he wasn't planning on getting Java, so I was like, whatever. And good old Dylan. If you know Dylan and you know Crimson Esports, you understand why that didn't happen. But he's a part of the first two versions, the prototype and the first actual version of the JO3 SMP story. So once we get past that, you won't hear much from it. Boo. Yep, boo. So the original plan was a kingdom or like country sort of thing, instead of the SMP, which is what it turned out to be. And I was gonna be I physically have no way to contact him. So original plan was this is gonna be a country, and I was going to be the president, Justin the vice president, and then Dylan was like the third in command sort of thing. I don't know if I ever came to decide what like the position would have been called. And pretty much it was going to be a case where Justin was main protag and I was main antag. I would slowly be corrupted as the president, and it would be a civil war sort of thing where Wild and Justin led the charge against me and Dylan. And I would die, Dylan would flee, and he'd find me like in a little encampment outside the country. I guess Justin would become president and Wild would become vice president since I died. That's something I need to mention. What happened? Oh! Fix my face with the host. I appreciate it. So, where was I? So pretty much Justin would have came to find me. It'd be a case where Dylan would then take up the antagonist on the run, and it would eventually be some conflict between Justin and Wild over leadership and the decision making, leading pretty much to another sort of battle, which would lead to the end of like government sort of positions on the server and the country falling apart. That was as far as I got with that one. But then I'm just gonna go over like the general gist of what was gonna happen for each of these. The second one version of the JO3 SMP story was similar, but it was just with a town. Matter of fact, this was the plan until it was changed after the SMP had started. This was the plan for like a week into the SMP. Then it was changed once I knew who for sure was going to be on it or not. So over here, it was going to be a riverside town, so it would have been over here on this world if it happened, like this area, maybe like right over there too, like this little area, sort of on the water a little bit and then on the shoreline. That was going to be where everyone lived, and it was going to be a situation where I became mayor instead of president. I was always going to be the big bad leader guy that started out not bad and then turned bad. Everyone ran off and did their own thing. Yeah, that's why that was changed. That was literally the only reason it was changed this time, because everyone just started doing their own thing, and it would have been better to incorporate that instead of make everyone move into a town afterwards. So that was pretty much it's pretty similar to the next one, so I'll cover kind of both. I was going to be the mayor. It's also similar to the first, sort of. I was going to be the mayor. Dylan was going to be like my right hand man. Justin was also gonna be like, I guess, my left hand man sort of thing, where he was, and I was gonna make Dylan, I think, the treasurer or something like that of the town, or the banker or whatever, so he controlled the income sort of thing, stuff like that. Pretty much very similar. I'd eventually get ran out of town. Dylan would be on the run. I'd get killed. Wild and Justin would eventually have conflict. Very similar to the first one, just on a lower, smaller scale, as like a town thing instead of a country. To be a bit different, you know, because everyone wants to be different. Then the third one was the original plan for what kind of came out here, but changed drastically over time, with people leaving or joining. But it primarily was what happened. So, you know, election, I win, barely. Wild's against leadership, so he sort of eventually gets exiled and leads a revolution. That was the plan, sort of, and just slightly different. Justin was going to be a bit more of a bigger deal. Then he was at the beach canonically for half of it. That's the big difference. Harpo joined, so that was a slight change. These are like, I'm trying to cover a couple of them just to speed up on time. Before we go start looking around the SMP and explaining what each place was like, future stuff. I want to get through past stuff so we can get through what was originally going to happen before the SMP sort of died down and we just ended it early. Because it was going to continue at least till 1.18 originally, but we decided to end it. And by we, I mean pretty much me. And after talking with everyone else in different ways and having different interactions. So this was always going to be a thing, a big tower with a wall around it. That was always going to be a thing, or at least some sort of capital sort of thing with a giant wall around it. Justin and Wild were going to be primary protags. Harpo kind of existed, so he sort of filled a secondary protag slot. Then everyone else sort of started to flow in, and it worked out in the end. There's a lot of smaller changes as people joined and left, which is why I'm trying to cover just general stuff. It pretty much, the overall plot line remains similar, just with as a like SMP thing instead of a country or town. Then for like the finale, it went differently than what was planned. So the original plan, the only people who are going to go down, the room still exists. Hold on, I can still go there. The tower's fucked, but the room should still be down here somewhere. There it is. The original plan was the only people to follow me down here. Oh yeah, they weren't supposed to give a speech till after, by the way. That was another thing. And then in the way it was just set up, it kind of, they had to start their speech for me to escape being quote-unquote arrested. The only two who were supposed to follow me down here were Wild and Harpo. Everyone else just kind of came running after the plan was for them not to know about the room, but that's fine. And the plan was always for Wild to be the one to kill me, then leave for a bit. Well, not always, which we'll get to. But like once things started to progress, that was the plan. So then, the plan after that, season 2, he never came back. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, the season 2 plan, I was always gonna come back and be found with having no memory of my time as leader. Harpo was gonna be a thing. We'll get to season 2 in a minute. I just wanted to cover that. I'll cover. Let me head over. Let's see. I'm using my fabric loader, by the way, so I can use this map and just TP. There's Harpo's base, by the way, which I find to be really funny. It's not far. Let me go. Let's go to flowers. So the plan, sort of going out of the season 1 finale, sad, yeah, was Flower was actually going to be the next antagonist, like antagonistic force on the SMP, hence like the signs and stuff. The idea was, since Harpo's church sort of took leadership and then just kind of dipped and didn't help the SMP deal with all this corruption stuff, the idea was Flower was going to seize power my god, to deal with all this and sort of take down Harpo. which, you know, I would have thought would be, probably a good idea for the SMP, but that's besides the point. No. So that was going to be their original rule. Then they had to deal with IRL things, so that kind of fucked up everything, so we had to quickly rewrite, but that's not their fault, obviously. But originally with that, it was like the first version of Season 2. They were going to we had the big events sort of planned out, while some things were going to be there's going to be a lot more improv sort of for the smaller events. Because that's the way people we wanted to take the SMP anyway. So originally, Flower was going to, bring in any new people that would have joined for Season 2. We're pretty much going to join Flower. Then eventually they're going to get in an alliance with Jesus, since they have a common disdain for Harpo, since Harpo was kind of a jackass the entire story. To everyone, pretty much. That was going to be a thing. Then I was sort of going to be the one conflicted in the middle with Justin, because Justin still would have been the one to find me. The original plan was just going to find me in a shack. Then I made Fortless Sand, and I thought it was really funny, so I kept it around. So he was going to find me. Then I was going to sort of be conflicted on which side to join, because I was going to go sort of like a redemption arc, where I'm like, I feel bad for everyone I affected as leader, so I try to help all of them, which would be impossible because another conflict was brewing, which is what would have caused a battle at Harpo's place. Let me just head up there. Temporary waypoint, TP. You live in Fish Shack, yes. So there would have been an attack, hence the wall. I have no idea what went through his mind to build it before it made sense, or the TNT cannon he wanted to build drastically. Don't know what went through his mind, but that's Harpo for you. Made no sense for him to build this wall until after, but it's fine. So the idea, because this comes, Jesus' area is right down here. The idea is they meet up at Jesus', march up to this wall. They would be out here, sort of, in this area. Harpo would be up there. Sci-Fi or Kuro originally. We never really got to become in the story because it kind of ended before he could be implemented. Would have been on the TNT cannon. Harpo and the other would have been whoever could show up. Sci-Fi is a very busy person, so we just kind of could have been either or. Then if they could both show up, the other would be if Harpo on the wall. The idea is me and Justin would be in this cave, and flank them as they shot the TNT cannon, and Harpo and Sci-Fi Core, if they both showed up, would shoot down with arrows, chasing them out back that way. And the idea is probably Zaire, who would have been on Flower's side, or originally Flower Bread. One of the three would have died here in this battle to give it some more weight. So yeah, the other thing with death was going to affect everyone differently. I didn't have everyone's effects figured out, just the ones I knew would die at some point. There's also a plan for Season 2 where Wild and Justin would have conflict. In the latest version, that Wild would become a hitman and be paid by Flower to kill Justin, giving Flower power. That was Flower power. God damn it. Giving them sort of power. That was another scenario we had before the finale and things with the way they did, but that we didn't really get past that too far. Flower power like Mario. Yeah. So that's this battle, and the point of this battle would be to get the Nether Star and stuff, and all of the upcoming plans. The end fight was going to be a sort of thing where everybody united to kill the dragon, besides the latest version. It's the only one where there's a slightly different scenario, but we'll get to that. And the dragon egg would have been taken by Harpo and put in the vault where the Nether Star was, and where he eventually locked me up in the last, what actually happened, but we'll get to that. So that would have been another reason for them to attack, to get that dragon egg. So after that, Flangs would have pretty quickly been dissipated because we would have attacked them, and Flower would have been killed. And or whoever wasn't killed in the... It was going to be Brother Zay that was going to die in the battle up here at Harpos, and then Flower was going to be the one killed when we went to their home turf, ending that sort of war. Then there was going to be a war with Jesus. It's going to be Flower, then Jesus. But the thing with this one, Jesus was kind of, sort of, not really the bad guy. Flower could be seen as not the bad person in that war too, but it was like going to be very apparent. Originally, he was going to be the antagonist, and I realized that's fucking stupid. Harpo's been a dick to everybody. So then he was going to be sort of just, you know, fed up with Harpo and continue to start, like, battles with him, which would have went for a bit. Well, we never got that far because Flower had to deal with some IRL stuff, so... The final version, before we go through stuff that didn't get to happen and that never got to be seen, and I'm saving that for the end, was Jesus, which we started, was fed up with Harpo. So Jesus wanted to start a revolution against Harpo and his church, which we started. We just never got to finish. Meanwhile, I just wanted to save the world and, like, hated Harpo because he locked me in his vault to starve. And JO3 is the only reason I got out. JO3 was going to be expanded a lot more, by the way. But never got around to it. So, let me turn the music down a tad for you guys. It's starting to get into a louder track. So, the plan was Jesus would then gather a group to attack this wall, consisting of him, Zay, Koro, who kind of would swap sides, if need be. If not, he was then going to eventually convert to Harpo in one of the directions. We had him either converting to Harpo or staying on Jesus' side. I wrote out sort of both, but we ultimately decided he would stay with Jesus. Well, I ultimately decided that. So, that battle would still have taken place. Then, Jesus would have been killed shortly after by Harpo in his home turf, with Coral promising revenge, leading to Flower coming back and trying to seize control. Pretty much just swap them. That was the plan at one point. But we obviously never got around to it. And that would have had a battle at this village, which Jesus and Flower would have made an outpost. Jesus, his consequence of death would have been switching religions, which we found very funny because he sort of, you know, has his book, Holy Book of Cheese, and all that right now. The idea was he'd become sort of like a naturalist sort of person and have his and switch sort of ideals and be aligned with Flower. So they would set up an outpost here, and we'd fly in with a Elytra because by this point the dragon fight would have taken place, and attack it. The church. And the only reason I'd be working with Harpo at this point is pretty much just an enemy of my enemy is a friend situation. That'd be the only reason I work with him in any of the drafts for Season 2. Because regardless, we're not friends in Season 2. Nobody's really friends with Harpo in Season 2, if we're being honest. Then the last version to set up the end of Season 2 was pretty much like that, but I had it, some of the other details. Jesus was going to interrogate me about the dragon. That was the thing that was going to happen before the wall fight, because it'd be primarily only about the dragon egg with Jesus' battle. He was going to interrogate me about going to the dragon. I would have went to Harpo, not knowing who else to go to, and knowing Harpo was kind of one of the powerful people on the server, now that Wild was retired and not around. So we would have confronted Jesus in the end, while Jesus would try to stop us from killing the dragon because he wanted to tame it. That was the only way to make him, like, an antag, was he was stupid. With this, this was what was going to happen, literally, if we didn't end it. So, Jesus would have attacked, then Harpo would have killed him, and that would have ended that conflict. That was where, as far as we got with, like, in-depth writing. And then everyone pretty much would have left Harpo except, like, Sci-Fi and maybe Bread, but probably just Sci-Fi, and maybe Korra would defect. Never really got that far. We clashed on that one a little bit, never got to finish it. What else? I'm trying to think of what else sort of would have happened that was like written out. I don't think that's about as far as we got like fully written out, because that would have ended this first arc of season 2. Season 2 is actually going to carry through like multiple wars. But one thing that never got to happen that would have happened is if I go nothing else really in death. I didn't think so. Let me go. We'll go to the rebellion base. I'm happy this got to be used. Come on. There we go. It's quicker if I go here and then go through the portal, which should be that side. Yeah. So we'll go through the stuff that never got to be seen. So there was going to be something very big involving Wild and Harpo, and at some one point me after I died. So the original plan that wasn't written out too much was after I was killed. This is pretty much a majority of the first few scenarios. And Wild left and became sort of a hitman for hire, that scenario particularly, and killed Justin. Justin's consequence of death would be just an irrational anger and just hatred of Wild and everything he stands for, pretty much. So once he comes back as leader, he would still be, well, in one scenario he was still leader, one scenario leadership was kind of abolished, in favor of people forming their own countries. Both of those were written out. But in both scenarios, eventually, Wild would see that there's just a lot of conflict. Thanks for the sock in chat, Jesus. And would have formed a group. This group was going to be called the Revenant. And with the Revenant, pretty much, it was going to be like sort of just anti-power, anti-leadership sort of thing. It was going to consist of Wild, obviously, and at different points, different people, but the group we had settled on for a while was him, Harpo, and either myself, after I've, like, you know, changed and not been antagonist JO3 anymore, or just the two, or I think the third at one point was, in my mind, was like sci-fi. There was a couple other names I tossed around. The third was never fully decided on, but at least Wild and Harpo. It was going to be a group against just like leadership and anything like that, any sort of power dynamic. So they would pretty much wage war on the countries. I haven't gotten the Havenfall yet. We'll save that. I'm going to show the base of the Revenant. Since the server shut down anyway, I'm going to shut down anyway, you know. May as well. This would have been their primary base. And eventually, it probably would have been destroyed at some point as part of the story. Which that blue base that I used towards the end was actually going to be a base against the Revenant. It's not this way. It's down here? Down here. I believe. Right? Somewhere... yeah, right down here. Been a minute since I've been to it. So, with the Revenant base, it was gonna... the blue base was sort of... because you'll see why. It was blue and it was warped. The original reason was gonna be like sort of a resistance I started. Because after we had decided I wasn't gonna be part of the Revenant. Against the Revenant, because eventually the Revenant would become so powerful they'd essentially become leadership themselves and sort of need to be taken down so everyone would unite against them. At some point. It would have been a long sort of build. But yeah, this is the Revenant base. Yeah. This was the Revenant base. So this is where they would have been. I actually haven't been over here in a hot minute, so I kind of forgot some of this was around. The sleeping quarters and everything. Yeah. So that was, this is where they would have been. Eventually, there was at least thoughts of it probably being destroyed as part of the story, and the Resistance winning that. We never got past that, though. Hydrate. Oh, well, good for you. I got a can for once, so, whew, that was a good one. I don't know if it caught up on the mic, but... got cans for once instead of bottles. So, yeah, this is where they would have been. Then we never really got past that. with any of the Revenant stuff. The Revenant was eventually still going to happen, and we just never got around to it. It was originally going to happen right after I died, then it was going to happen after that, then it kept getting pushed back, and it never really made sense. I really wish we got to use it. So yeah, I really wish we got to use it, but I wanted to at least show it off here. Let me go through it all. Make sure it's at least all shown. They're originally going to use the Ruby armor as like their sort of signature armor set. This or Havenfall. Those are my big things. We never got to actually go to Havenfall. I'm happy we at least got to mention its existence, but we never got to go there. I do regret that as well. That's one of my biggest regrets here in Havenfall. So that's everything. Hello, Donkey Man. Bucky. Hello. Yeah, it was just it's kind of in the middle of the nowhere, like nowhere, sort of, like, it's close enough to Harpa's base, but it's also far enough out to where you wouldn't stumble upon it, at least in lore, so it was fine. Hey, next season, Havenfall 2.0? Maybe. Hey. So for Havenfall, yeah, it's, actually, I'll go through to the nether, I'll go to the nether, just because, you know, it's more fitting for Havenfall if I go through the portal to it. But I love when an open GL error pops up. Shut up. Alright, it is up this way? I can never find the Havenfall portal. I think it's... Let me make sure I'm going the right way. Yeah, okay, this way. It's like somewhere. I'll see it. I'm looking for something specific, and I'll know I found it when I see it. Push comes to shove, I'll just go in spectator. Yeah, we're just gonna go in spectator. Fuck it. Not survival. Not survival. Not survival. Fuck it. Where is it? I can never find the Havenfall portal, like ever. I think it was was it somewhere, was it down more or was it up more? I can't remember. It was somewhere around here. It was hidden enough, and I'll give you that. I can never fucking find it. Part of me really feels like it's up more, but I also... Is that it? No, it's not it. No, I'll find it, I'll find it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll find it. Find it. Oh, that's a fun noise. Okay, fuck it. We're just gonna TP there. We're just gonna TP there through the overworld. Fuck it. Going back. I did not go back the right way. You just Where? Oh. It's around here. I remember this. Which means it should be somewhere around here. I remember seeing this before, but it leads to nothing, right? I'm in the right spot. Somewhere right around here. You thought I was following anyone? Oh, good heavens, vocals. Appreciate the follow. Appreciate it. Okay, fuck it. We're just gonna. Oh, okay. Shut up. Shut up. Alright. So this is Havenfall's portal. This is why I wanted to go through it so bad. And that's Havenfall. And Tower. This is Havenfall. This is where Wild would have been staying, pretty much. And I guess where he technically is still staying forever, canonically. He's just here. Which, honestly, it's really nice here. Let me fly up. You got like a crane, you got the H, you got a flag. There's a lot of stuff here. You got like a little section there. Got the house, tree house. You got like a nice little dock with some ships. Got a woodmill. You got a dope ass farm. Got the wall all the way around. I figured the tree was meant to be your house. And you get this going. Yes, I was trying to rest game. That's what I was trying to do. Where's the big house? Big house? There's big house. And then in here, you come in here, and then you got these guys conveniently surrounded by barrier blocks. I don't know how that could have happened. And this is where I would have primarily spoke with Wild. And then, of course, yeah, you got the tree. Redeem stretch. God damn it. Give me a minute. I want to go through the tree first. Tree. I don't know if I went through the tree. I think I did, but honestly, I don't remember. Up here, tree. Yeah, this is nice. Yeah, so this is where Wild would have been. Here's the launch tower. Yeah, got it going. And it's funny because it's right here, as opposed to the rebellion base. They're very close, which is very funny. But yeah, that's Havenfall. That's where Wide would have been if we would have continued. I guess I can get into that now. The stuff that would have happened if we continued, but I didn't mention before, involving like Wild and stuff. So the plan was for myself or Harpo. This is how we get Wild back into the story. Probably Harpo, because it makes more sense. To venture out. The cave was also a bar. I just didn't want to say it in case I was wrong. Figured this was meant to be like a bar. So the plan was for probably Harpo to venture out here. Get the nice little map too. To bring back Wild, eventually discovering Havenfall. That was one plan. The other plan was Wild to try to come visit and happen to show up during the battle at Harpo's sort of place between Jesus' group and Harpo and the church, and be pissed and venture back to Havenfall, and then Wild reach out to him and sort of, try to convince him that things are shit and he may need to be back. Which is the opposite of what Wild hoped for. Wild hoped that everyone would be at peace now that I was gone, and then I wasn't. Then I was back, but not bad. So that would have been a fun thing to work with. We just never got to. Then for the actual finale that happened, there was a way to implement Wild if he was able to make it. Which there was a way to implement everyone if they were able to make it. It was really just whoever could, and then if they couldn't, it's whatever. We just needed to get the story wrapped up with the dragon fight. Peace was never an option. Yeah, pretty much. There's never peace on this server for very long. With the group that did show up, we did kind of cut it short. There was always the plan for me to blow up the tower. I was gonna rig the whole wall of TNT. I realized how long that'd take and didn't want to risk, and I didn't want to use /fill. You didn't get to show up, but you think to work better. That's fair. I mean, it was good. There was definitely, with it not being scripted whatsoever, it had a decent turnout. Or not planned whatsoever, because everyone had a different idea of what was supposed to go down, and what happened, was alright. Could it have been better? Probably, but that would require scripting something out, and I wanted it to just be full improv, pretty much. And it was. The crystals not being there was an oopsie. Yeah, I have no idea, physically no idea, how why the crystals were not at the top of the towers. I checked the actual portal, it was not open. I know where the closest stronghold is, so unless they went to a further one, whoever did it, which, fair enough, but they didn't kill the dragon, so. Need you to help with the tour? I think I got it covered. I appreciate it, though, sci-fi. I think I've been everywhere, pretty much, and talked about most of the things. There was that point, one of Harpo's things was going to be him using the beam again. Don't tell the viewers I'm the villain of season 2. Yeah, of course. Definitely not. Definitely not of season 2. No, definitely not going to be the villain when the world resets. So yeah, that was sort of all the stuff I think going around, really. I don't remember why I was down here. That's just Loner's house. think I got pretty much everything. Here's the arena for the charity stream we didn't even really use. So yeah, that's about everything, I would say. Havenfall Dead, Sidge. We're a British man. British man? Sphinx, yeah. He says a Sphinx. It's right. Fuck. Oh, there. Is it even half planned for season 2 yet? Well, we're planning on resetting the world. You want British man? I mean, we can go see British man's house. Sure. The Sphinx that pretty much Justin built and he stole. Is it at 11? It is at 11 gigs, to be fair. Yes, it is. It is at 11 gigs. Yeah, sure. No, so the plan... I don't know if I fully spoke about it. So the plan, for Season 2 is... And by Season 2, I mean the reset of the world, not the story Season 2. So I should probably just say the reset, whatever. So the plan going forward with that is I definitely didn't mean to break that, but now it's staying there. Plan going with the reset of the world is it's not really gonna be lore based, at least in the same sense. Pretty much the world's gonna be similar to something like an epic SMP. It's the most recent example of a bigger SMP like it. It's pretty much just gonna be streamers, content creators, and maybe a few friends of those people, you know, join a world. They just kind of do funny bits. They can do, or just play Minecraft or whatever. Pretty much it's just whatever you want to do, pretty much. Like, if you just want to play regular Minecraft, go for it. If you want to do lore with some people, do it. It's just not gonna be like a server-wide thing like it was with this version of the JO3 SMP. And then with like lore and all that, it's pretty much just gonna be whoever wants to do it does it. Hey, look, a penis. And then, like, if people want to do bits or some shit, like, I don't know, start a drug empire or something, I don't know, that happens a lot on Minecraft servers. They can if they want, and then those who want to get involved can. It's really up to them. It's pretty much just gonna be, you know, pretty much people will probably go off into some groups, but we'll be doing mostly lore or just vibing. Me specifically, I think I'll be one of the people that kind of varies. Like, I'm gonna definitely just kind of play Minecraft for a bit, and maybe do some just like lighter bits during the first, you know, I'll probably hop in some lore on occasion, but like probably just do funny bits for the most part. Once I build up a little bit, I would spend the first day just kind of building up stuff, and then I'll get into some bits. You just throw up my drunk heart. It literally happened once. Yeah. Lore with the vibes, pretty much. That's what's gonna happen. Hello, Mercy. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're just kind of touring the old SMP and talking about what's gonna happen when we reset it. Now, the thing with the reset, there's still two options that's kind of being discussed: whether we restart in 1.17 or with mods on 1.16 or 15. Which I'm still tossing both back and forth. I think mods could be really fun, but also, you know, 1.17 is not a bad choice either. Because I know people want some Origin stuff. Are they interested in Origin stuff? But my problem with Origins is, let's be honest, like 80% of the people who play are just gonna choose a Elytrian. Making a little, you know, just, you know, it's just kind of, you know, not very fun for everyone else. Not very special, if you will. I'll put it that way. Another option, for some reason, that I threw in as a joke, but a few people were interested in, was a Pixelmon server. Not gonna do it, but, you know, figured I'd mention it. You'd love to be Aquaman, but it isn't practical. Yeah, pretty much. Well, the thing with the Origins mod is it adds a single item, you know, the Orb of Origin, I think it is, that lets you change your origin. But it can only be got out of creative, so you'd pretty much have to come to me. I'd have to, if we did Origins, I'd have to implement a system where you can buy an orb to change your origin. It'd be expensive as hell. which is something I really don't want to do, but it's the only way to do so. Pretty much, once you've selected it on the server. So that would be the plan if we did Origins. Or other mods. We could also do other mods, but I think it's really just going to be a case where I'm going to ask everyone in the server, probably do like a fucking, I don't know, the fuck are they, like a separate Google form with just like a question, tech it, maybe, with like, maybe, do you want to do mods or not, will your PC handle it or not, and leave mods you'd be interested in, straw poll type vibes, maybe straw poll, maybe I'll do that. I don't know, we'll do some sort of poll. But I'm just gonna wait a little bit. I think I'm gonna do some advertising before we get the world running, just to see if we get anyone else new interested. Because my biggest issue, if we do mods and we do too many mods, there'll be people with PCs, a lot of people, that may not be able to run those very well. And I want, you know, to be able to bring in a lot of people who want to. You'll invite Tommy in at bet. Send him an email right now. So my thought process is, if we do mods, I will try to keep it sort of like light. So no like very strenuous mods on a PC, preferably. Which something like Origins isn't strenuous at all, which is why it'd be fine, or something I'm interested in doing. The issue of Pixelmon is like, the mod itself, we just ran the Pixelmon mod itself, only goes up to 1.12. I'm telling you, just 2B2T it. I really, being 100% honest, after playing on the semi-anarchy, but not actually anarchy server that I played on, Justin, you'll get that. I'm not really interested in running an anarchy server. It's not really my thing. I'll play on them, but it's not really my thing to have my running as an anarchy SMP. You can. You've actually talked to him many times about your edit application. He doesn't know who you are. That's dope. If that's true, that's dope. Send him an email. Mr. Init, do you want to join this very small Minecraft SMP? Jesus' house looks shit with shaders? Yeah. Oh yeah, we can show Sci-Fi's house. It's great. It's great. Nothing wrong here. Nothing wrong. At all. Nope. Nothing wrong. No. Definitely not. Nope. Nothing wrong here. Your house is aesthetic, obviously. Nothing wrong. The old Jesus temple. Nothing wrong there. Yeah, that's pretty much everything for the SMP. At least in its current form. I mean, I have a feeling most people will stay on, but I'm definitely, if you're new, delete it now. No. I have a feeling pretty much everyone's gonna stay on, but if you're new and you want to apply to a job at SMP, you know, you can. Let me just, you know, if I just, scroll over here and I click, you know, this button and I click that, you know, if you want to apply, I'm just going to use the V2 form for now, but it'll probably be a newer one. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, you can. Actually, no, I'll just give you the Twitter. I'll just give you the SMP Twitter, because I'm probably going to make a new Google form for the new SMP. So let me grab that real quick. What is it? JO3 underscore SMP? Yeah, it is. Watch my SMP finale 30 minutes after the finale. Yes. No. There's the SMP Twitter if you want it. If you're interested, I'd follow that, because I'm gonna put out the application on there. If I put it out anywhere. So that's where you'll see it. So yeah, that covers mostly everything. Guess I can show off the well, no, there's a couple more things I can do. I wasn't destined for Arab temples, gosh. Can you join? I mean, you can? I'm just kind of flying around. Oh, no, see a point to. Here's the thing. Yeah, the purple one here was obviously meant to resemble Wild, but he wasn't able to show up, which is fine. We can just say it means the fucking purple corruption shit. Sure, why not? Yep, that's canon. Come down here. Hi, Frank. Yeah, there's this room, in case you missed that. I meant the SP when it opens for Season 2. Yeah, no, sure. Everyone who's on... Okay, everyone who's on the SMP now could stay on if they want. Which, the corrupted one, which stood for peace, obviously. Everyone who's been on now, gets to stay on if they choose to. They don't have to, obviously. They can leave at any time. But they're guaranteed a spot in the reset, obviously. Like they don't have to, you just don't have to reapply. You got your spot. Because like any rule changes or anything like that, they're not gonna really. It's really the quote unquote rule changes. They'll just be taking out some of the lore rules and instead of replacing them with just like basic common sense rules, pretty much. Like the only lore one I guess would be don't jump into people's lore if you're not part of it, or yada yada. But like overall, no reason to reapply. It's not gonna change that much. The end, I think what I'll do at the end, by the way, I should probably mention that, is probably have it be like a thing that maybe I'll just like open up the portal. I mean, it's always that I'll probably just have like the portal, the dragon fight be like an event on day, I don't know, we'll just say 7, but it probably won't be 7 when it actually comes to it. Just have it be like a server event sort of thing. That's probably the only sort of like rule thing, like, hey, don't go to the dragon before the thing. Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just let somebody fucking speedrun it, and then the dragon egg be just like the most valuable thing on the fucking server. And whoever has it, it's just like rich. I don't know. That could be pretty funny. I don't know. I'll figure that out. I said JO3 would be fleshed out a little bit. The protagonist is here. Wild kills the dragon in 30 minutes. Pfft, hey, maybe. Wild will get the speed run again, but kill the dragon. Here's this book still. I'm actually gonna go ahead and make a copy of it because I don't have one. Just gonna do it the vanilla way real quick. Boop and boop. Yoink. Cool. I could have just put it on the fucking thing. God, I'm stupid. That's fine. Just need one in there for the library purposes. We're on. I download the world. Same with oh, that's the JO3 book. I was like, what the hell is this? I don't remember half these books. Oh yeah, I did get that. I forgot I had a copy of that one. Go ahead and there we go. That there. This is the JO3 one. It had 2 more entrances. The 2 more entrances? Yep, 2 more entries. I think. Or 4, I don't know. Yeah, JO3, what are you doing right now? It's time to seize power. JO3, I know you think opening a portal will help you and save the world, but it won't. Pretty much the idea is he's trying to communicate why I'm going to the thing. JO3, you must stop, JO3, please. I just wanted to help you rule, but you're ruining everything. You won in your own way. There will never be leadership again on the SP, and the corruption is gone. I'll not fight away. Goodbye, JO3. Writing off JO3 as like the big corrupted force of the SMP. He's pretty much going to be gone for a bit, and that was the way to write him off. I just forgot to read it, to be honest. I can go show the library. I'm just going to TP to a place with a portal, so we'll just go fucking here. Sure. Boop. Server lag. Yeah, I'm just going to break in the side. Fuck it. Oh, another thing I just didn't show was this idea that the corruption, is starting to fade away a little bit. That was gonna be a thing that happened, obviously, once the dragon was dead. Can you shut up, game? Shut up. Library. The corruption is back. Nope. Nope. Alright. This way. It's the only second time I think I've shown the library's location. It's, right here. Where the fuck am I going? Right here. Boop. Lure stream's the prize. Alright. Yep, here's the library. The shitty library with a floor pattern that's ass. I need to expand it, actually. Or I can just yoink that and, we'll just boop, 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 boop. There we go. Perfect. Perfect! Perfect. Slash day. No. No slash day. You don't get slash day. Yeah. Alright, let me get boop, boop, and boop. We'll put modest proposal here. Put goodbye friend in the middle, and then we'll put the AAC over here. Sure. No, I don't need these. And then I'm just gonna like make more copies in a second. But that's fine. I'm dying to help. Yeah, that's pretty much all that's out here. Actually, I'm curious. Hold on, go back there, go back there. Where is this located to everything else? Oh, wow! I didn't actually know where this was located. I knew it'd be down here somewhere, but okay. There you go. The more you know. No, don't fucking delete. Bitch. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. Like, pretty confident to say that this time. Now tree farm? Do we need to see the tree farm? I mean, people know it exists. Tree nursery? Skelly... Okay. Sci-fi's having a lot of fun down there. What you doing, Sci-fi? We can head over to the tree nursery, I guess. Sure. I went the wrong way. Fuck. My bad. Bruh. Man's plugging his Twitch. You know what, Sci-Fi? Fuck you. Boop. Haha. There we go. Perfect. Tree nursery. This one. Yeah, nothing else has really changed. That exists. More crying obsidian and shit, you know. That's pretty much it. Another thing that I have no idea when it happened, that I noticed before stream, I assume somebody did it that was on. But, they like, I don't know. Let's see, what's the closest one? See you, Sci-Fi. Man, it's plugging everything. Another thing, this is all the towers too, is the, either somebody destroyed all the end crystals, or they despawned. So, yeah, it's all of them. I've already checked them all before stream, but I'll show you two, so you know it's not just one. That was fun. But that's pretty much it. This is just a really cool shot, sort of area. I really like how this turned out. It wasn't even intentional. I'll put the water back. Never mind. There's nowhere in the middle to put it. This could be a fun parkour. It's probably not possible unless you're coming from the top, but you know, then you can just fall. But yeah, the original plan was I was gonna put TNT around all of it, but I knew that would crash the server. I'm very shocked it didn't get crashed from what I did place, and that everyone seemed to handle it pretty decently. And that just would have been a lot of TNT to have to place. Could have used slash fill, but bruh. You know what? You know what? You know what? Boom. Boom. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. This is great content. Now you can never message again. Haha. This is. I hope you're enjoying this high quality content thanks to sci-fi. Oh, the wall of prime. I forgot that existed. Hold on. Boop. Hello, wall of prime. It's pretty much full. That's crazy. If you want on this, just use channel points or subscribe. Can be a Twitch Prime or yeah. Or you can use channel points, the free alternative. If you're not already on there, yeah, that's pretty much. That is legitimately it. I've gone everywhere that has any changes, anything. Been to Harpo's. I've been to the Revenant base. I've been to the Rebellion base. I've been to Havenfall. I've been, in Lunner's house doesn't exist. I don't know what you're talking about. Been there. Been to Flowers. Been everywhere else. Go to the casino one more time. Sure. Bruh. You know what, sci-fi? Boom. No. Perfect. And then we just, boom. 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 Oh, God. I win these games. Somebody's gonna be really confused if they just joined right now. Here's a casino one last time. Should I show the inner workings of the casino? Exposed? Expose the inner workings? Oh. 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 Inner workings. Haha. They've been exposed. There's an Elder Guardian down here. Hey, buddy. Exposed. Expose the inner workings. Hwah. Hwah. There you go. Inner workings of the casino now exposed. Alright, let me just fix this real quick. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. The more Joe, the better Joe face. I don't know about that. 50% Joe stream. Nope. Yeah, the only other things. Damn. There's the tavern that never got to open. Here is Crater. Long story. Yeah, that's it. Fortless Sand. Yeah. That's pretty much everything. That is pretty much the SMP. Okay, SMP. That fucking SMP. Fucking sci-fi. Okay, I'm done. Well, you're blocked again. Ha. Huh. I'm just trying to think of anything I missed. I don't think I did. No. So, like, all that's left really is... Let's see. Yeah, no, I've covered everything. Well, that leaves pretty much all that's left with the SMP is to, come to this spot, right here. And, see what we let know. And, say... Hello, man of cheese one more time. And leave. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's all, folks. That's a wrap on this version of the JO3 SMP. That's crazy. It's been had a good over 5-month run. It had exactly a Let me tell you. The first day it was played on, I believe, was the first, right? Or something like that. The first, I think. So yeah, it had good 5 months. Dope. That's crazy. You wanna say first? The first stream I think was the 3rd, right? Because if I look back at the dates, it started on a Friday or Saturday or some shit. Yeah, the 3rd. So the first stream day was the 3rd. So yeah. The first day of streaming on it was, yeah, over 5 months ago. 5 days, or 5 months and 6 days. That's pretty cool. That's pretty crazy. In that time, a lot of shit has happened. That's crazy. Wow. I don't got much else to really say on that, but if you wanna, you know, stick around, you know, you're welcome to if you're new, if you would follow or whatever. But wow. Okay. So I don't really have anything else planned unless somebody from the SMP wants to come on and talk or whatever, but I don't really have anything else, so at this point. Or is it two? So I think that's gonna be it. I think, let me see who's on. Don't know if the internet can handle that. That's fair. I think we're gonna go ahead and raid Tulip, because I never get the raid Tulip, and I want to raid Tulip. Why not? They're playing some Valorant. They're always live later than me, but for once, so you know, let's go drop them a raid. So if you don't know Tulip, they're pretty cool. You know, they're more than friends with our favorite SMP member, Wild Aces. Well, Streamlabs would function. Okay, I guess I gotta use my own Twitch chat to execute the raid. That's fine. Yeah, it's a never gonna other. And they're pretty chill. Never had a bad experience talking to them. Dope person. So if you want to go, you know, stick around, check out their stuff. They play more than Valorant. They've played recently, what is it, Little Monsters or whatever it's called, which is really fun to watch. But they do a lot of Valorant. They do a lot of other games though, so check them out. I'll catch you guys Wednesday. If you want, you know, Wednesday I'm doing Pokemon Nuzlocke, if that interests you. Friday we're gonna attempt something different. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So check out the YouTube, and I'm out of here. So peace.